Hello everyone, in this video we have this interesting problem. We have x to the third power is equal to 8 and we have to find the value of x to the second power minus 3. But before we begin, if you are new here, please consider subscribed and also don't forget to like this video. Now let's get started. First, let's equate everything to 0. So we have x to the third power minus 8 is equal to 0. Now 8 could be written as 2 to the third power and this is equal to 0. Now let's apply identities here. A to the third power minus b to the third power is the same as a minus b times a squared plus b squared plus a times b. So we can write this as x minus 2 times x squared plus 2x plus 4 and this is equal to 0. Now from here we can say that x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x to the second power plus 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now solving for x from this equation, we have x is equal to 2. Now let's discriminate this quadratic equation using the discriminant formula, which is delta is equal to b squared minus 4ac. And we know that b is 2, so we have 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times c is 4, so we have 4 here. 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times 1 times 4 is 16, and this is equal to negative 12. Now we see that this value is less than 0, so it means that this quadratic equation has no real root, but the question says we should find x to the second power minus 3, so it means that imaginary solutions are also important. So let's solve for that. So we have x is equal to minus 2 plus or minus square root of negative 12 or divided by 2. And this is also the same as negative 2 plus or minus square root of 12 times square root of negative 1 or divided by 2. So x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus square root of 12 is the same as 2 square root of 3 then times the I or divided by 2. Now if we factor 2 out, we have 2 times negative 1 plus or minus square root of 3i or divided by 2. And straight away you can see that these two will cancel this. So we have x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus square root of 3i. From the problem, we are supposed to find x to the second power minus 3. But already we know that one of the solutions is x is equal to 2. We have x is equal to negative 1 plus root 3i, and lastly we have negative 1 minus square root of 3i. So when x is equal to 2, we have 2 to the second power minus 3, which is equal to 4 minus 3, which is also equal to 1. So it means that when x is equal to 2, we have x to the second power minus 3 is equal to 1. Now what happens to x squared minus 3 when x is equal to negative 1 plus root 3i? So when x is equal to this, we have negative 1 plus square root of 3i all squared minus 3. So we have x squared minus 3 here. Right, so let's simplify this. 1 squared is 1. Then we have plus 3, then I squared is negative 1, then we have negative 2 root 3i, then minus 3. So from here we see that 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, minus 3 is negative 6, plus 1 we have negative 5, then minus 2 root 3i. So this implies that x squared minus 3 is equal to this whole thing when x is equal to negative 1 plus root 3i. Now let's find the value of x squared minus 3 when x is equal to this. So when x is equal to negative 1 minus root 3i, I mean this whole thing, we have x squared minus 3 is equal to negative 1 minus square root of 3i squared minus 3. If we expand this, we have 1 plus 3 times negative 1. Then we have negative 1 times this whole thing is positive, times 2, we have plus 2 square root of 3i, then minus 3. If we simplify this, we have 1 minus 3 plus 2 root 3i. Negative 3, that is negative 6, plus 1 is negative 5, plus 2 square root of 3i. So when x is equal to negative 1 minus square root of 3i, we have x squared minus 3 to be this. So this is the final answer. We have x squared minus 3 is equal to negative 5 plus 2 root 3i. Then here we have negative 5 minus 2 root 3i. Then lastly we have 1. So that is pretty much it. I hope you found this video useful. Please give it a thumbs up and also don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Have a nice day and see you again on the next video.